Darkness is the absence of light, the absence of Christ. Grace and peace, everybody. Welcome to part number 2 of Epilogue, Knowing Jesus and Knowing His Word. Today we're going to look at light and darkness, understanding what those are and what darkness is not. But before we go there, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and pass this video on to someone else. And we encourage you to go to the website. That link is changeministry.org. The Bible says in John 3:19, this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil. This is Jesus talking to Nicodemus, and he's laying it out there. When we were on the other side of talking about the reward to the righteous in the previous study, here he's saying that the condemnation or the reward to those who choose to stay in wickedness is that they choose the dark. Well, there's no such thing as dark. Like, you can't go buy a bottle of dark. You can't go get dark. The only way to find dark is to go somewhere where there's no light. Now, light is very real. Light is independent of darkness. It exists, and wherever it is, there can't be darkness. And just like wherever it isn't, there cannot be light. In John 1:9-11, this light is Jesus. That was the true light, which lighteth every man that cometh into the world. He was in the world, and the world was made by him, and the world knew him not. He came into his own, and his own received him not. The absence of light is what brings on darkness. When we get a hold of this, and if we really stay in this, it will contextualize what we're going through. The struggle of going and living in a sinful world. A lot of times we'll look and say, God, why? Or God, how? Can you allow this? Or how can you do this? When more often than not, it's not so much God doing as it's happening because of what God hasn't done. And because he hasn't been allowed to shine. He hasn't been allowed to show. And we suffer. We struggle. We are in the dark, all because we turn from the light. Now, notice what it says here in Proverbs 2, verse 12. To deliver thee from the way of the evil man, from the man that speaketh forward things, who leave the paths of uprightness to walk in the ways of darkness, who rejoice to do evil and delight in the forwardness of the wicked. Darkness in life is the idea of living a life and doing things that God would not do. We're walking away from the light. We're walking away from God, and that leaves us in darkness to do what we can only do in the dark. And you know how it is, right? Walking in the dark. Eventually, you're going to stub a toe. You're going to hit an elbow. You're going to bump a head. You're going to fall because there is no light to illuminate and to enlighten the path. The true illumination, the true enlightenment is Jesus Christ. That light that he provides us in his presence is a part of the joy, the peace of being able to see, the security of sight, which then allows us to go and to do what we can only do in the light. Brothers and sisters, there is darkness in this world, but always recognize that when we find it, it's as if we are finding a place where God, where the light of Christ has been lost.